What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Automotive Life. My name is Lucky, and today's video is all about flipping cars. Now, the reason why we decided to do this video today is because flipping cars is extremely crucial to any type of automotive business that you're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and explain. If you're doing rental cars for like Turo, hire car, and stuff like that, you need to know how to buy cars, how to fix cars, and how to sell cars. So this way you don't lose money, depreciation, everything else. If you are a dealership, you need to know, once again, how to buy cars, how to fix cars, how to sell cars. If you're opening up an auto repair shop, exact same thing. Body shop, exact same thing. You're going to get customers, they're going to leave cars at your facilities, you're going to need to lean them, go ahead and fix them up, and then put them up for sale. Flipping cars is almost the foundation of every type of automotive business. Everybody that I've ever met in the industry has actually started this particular way, with flipping cars, finding the love and the passion for that, and slowly building up into their automotive business. So I wanted to share some tips and tricks because I get a lot of comments in the section below, like, how did you buy this car? How did you do this? I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram stories that we actually got a Porsche Cayenne Turbo for only 650 bucks, which I'm going to show you here in a minute. But before I do, if you could do me a huge favor and gently squeeze the like button for the YouTube algorithm, it helps me find more amazing people like yourselves that enjoy automotive content. Also, if you consider subscribing, I post great stuff like this all the time, and we are going to be posting 3 times a week, so please click the notification bell so you can be notified. Also, if you could follow us on Instagram at automotive.life, we post great stuff there daily and a lot more crazier stuff that we can't get away on YouTube. But anyways, enough about the shameless plugging. Let's get into the video. Let's talk about everybody's first step in their automotive journey. It's usually buying some car off of Craigslist, fixing it up, and then wind up selling it to one of your friends or one of your buddies for a few bucks. You make some money, it turns into a fun project, you're working at your regular job, then you're flipping a car on the side, and it goes from passion to actual business. You start making money, you start doing maybe 2 cars at a time, or you start doing maybe 1 a week. So, this is how most people start in the automotive industry. So before you guys start going out and getting crazy and buying all these cars, I want to explain some of the things that's going to hurt you with flipping cars, as well as some of the things that's going to set you up for success. Because especially right now, prices are insane, but there are good deals out there. Now, before you guys get triggered and blow up the comment section and say, there's no deals, everything's expensive, Lucky, I can't find anything. I buy cars every single day, and the reason why is we're going to go into some of the systems we set in place to get there. And so it's very important that you take notes, write this down, because a lot of stuff's important. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and flip the lights. All right, now that we got the mood lighting, let's go ahead and start with talking about developing your system. Now, the very first thing you need to look at is your actual, where you're going to be doing the work and where you're going to be flipping cars. Now, if you live in an apartment complex and you have an HOA, I definitely don't recommend you putting cars in your driveway, because they'll probably tow that and you wind up losing a bunch of money. And they probably don't want you tearing apart cars in your actual parking lot, so kick that out of the curb. If you do have something like that, make sure you get very small mechanical repairs or something light or cosmetic where you can actually park your cars where they don't require a plate or a registration. Make sure you ask your HOA before you do that. Next thing, if you have a house, let's say you have a small house or you have a garage, that's great. Mark that off on your list. Next thing, are you mechanically inclined? Can you fix the little things? Can you do brakes? Can you do transmissions? Can you do a head gasket, timing belt? So these are some of the things you want to figure out where your strengths and weaknesses are before you get started. Because a lot of people are like, I bought this car cheap because it's got a blown head gasket. But if you don't have any mechanical skills and you have to rely on somebody else to fix it, you'll be in trouble. The next thing is, if you do have mechanical skill, that's great. But if you don't, make sure you start looking for either a small mom and pop shop, but I really recommend mobile mechanics. A lot of these guys, kind of do side jobs here to there, and if you can give them continuous work, they usually give you really great deals. So when I first started, I did most of the work myself, and as I started getting more and more cars, I made deals with mobile mechanics. Hey, look, I'm working on this car. If you do the head gasket on this car, I'll pay you X amount of dollars per hour. They would fix it, sell it, or sometimes they give me a flat rate, and then we get these cars out. So before you buy your first car, see if you can line up maybe 1 or 2 mobile mechanics, talk to them, tell them what you're planning on doing, and most of them will give you a pretty good rate, and just watch it. Make sure in the beginning you do it per hour basis. Once you gain a little bit of knowledge, you can do flat rates or per job costs, and that'll save you a lot of money. Now the next thing is getting cars. Now everybody just runs to Facebook, runs to Craigslist, buy, you know, and all that other crazy stuff. And you know, right now there's not a lot of deals online. There are way too many people buying, shopping, and doing everything else. So one of the systems that I put in place is my network. My network is key on getting me cars. Now what I mean by that is, you know, I've done a few other my other videos where I talked about actually going out and meeting people to actually get cars. So I'll do everything from going to every small mom and pop auto repair shop. Hey, my name's Lucky, I buy cars, here's some donuts, here's a card. You know, if you have any liens or you have any customers that can't afford the repairs, give me a call. You know, you hand them your cards and you stop by once a month. Every month you bring them donuts, you say hello. I marked it on my calendar. I went back and forth. You do the same thing with auto body shops. Go to every auto body shop in your town. Hey, my name's so-and-so. Here's my card. I buy cash cars. Let me know. And as you do this, you'll start getting people that'll call you for random cars. Sometimes you may buy them, sometimes you may not, but that's how you start. So we start with, like I said, body shops and mechanic shops. Now after that, we have a lot of non-traditional ways you can buy cars. Another good one is a tow yard auction. If you're not a dealer, you're just a regular person, everybody is allowed at a tow yard auction. You call your local tow yards, you can get online and you can literally see the list of all the people, call each one and say, hey, when is your next tow auction? They'll tell you the date. You get in your calendar, you circle every single one and you start going to all these over and over and over again. Eventually you'll learn the system, you'll see how cars go for, you'll be able to bid, and you'll become an educated buyer. There's a lot of great deals at tow yard auctions, you know, because a lot of people, they get their cars impounded, they're running and driving, especially if they're like DUIs. In some states they actually write down what they did, accidents, DUIs, you know, no license, whatever else, and they leave the cars there, and you have a great opportunity to buy a cheap car, you know, for some good money. But you have to stay on top of it, and you have to go to every single auction because we never know when the deals are actually going to happen. After that, there's public auctions. Those are 50-50. I have a video coming out here in a little bit where I'm going to talk about public auctions and how I got some good deals. You know, they were a little bit cheaper than actually buying at the dealer auction, which was kind of nice. The next place we talk about is title loan stores and payday loan stores. A lot of these companies may sell to individuals depending on your state, but a lot of them only sell to dealers. So I have a few here in Vegas that I do business with. Every time they get a repo, they automatically call me. I drive straight down there, and usually what I do is I buy everything. I buy the crap, the good, the bad, the ugly, it doesn't matter. You buy everything to build that relationship. And it takes time because I'm going to show you some of the cars. If you guys remember the $700 Range Rover, I just got a $650 Porsche Cayenne, and also we got the $1,500 limo. Those deals don't fall out of the sky. It takes a long time to build this system, but I promise you, once you build it and you start getting these clients and these customers, it'll pay massive dividends because you're going to literally get calls every single day. So all during today, I probably had about maybe 10 calls of people calling me, wanting me to give them bids on cars, to come look at cars and stuff like that, and that's how you do it. So after you kind of develop these relationships with, like I said, every payday loan store, every title company, you know, same thing. Go by, bring them donuts. Hey, my name's so-and-so, I'm a car buyer. I'd love to buy your cars. And if any of these people give you an opportunity, especially these places, buy everything. I don't care if their cars are shit. Buy every single one because the relationship will make you far more money than one or two cars where you're going to lose money on. I promise you that. After that, the next one we go to is pawn shops. Pawn shops have a lot of different licensing where they can land on jewelry, guns, and some of them even have auto ones. So you can get some really great deals from auto pawn because a lot of these guys make so much money on their cars, they don't even care. They're just like, hey, look, the guy owes 5 grand, car's worth 10, we don't give a shit, come and buy it. So you can make some offers that way. Same thing, get in your Rolodex. Call every single pawn shop in your area. Hey, do you guys sell cars? Do you have any for sale? I'm gonna bring you my car, some donuts. I just love to say hello, love to meet you guys and talk about what I do. And just go over there and, like I said, start greeting these people, build that relationship, start going after that. So, you know, the key of this whole story is build a network where it's constantly funneling you cars, because the way I used to do it is I would literally get in my tow truck and I would sit in the middle of an intersection, or I'd park somewhere off the side of the strip, and I would get on Facebook and Craigslist on my phone, and I would hit refresh, 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 and as soon as a car popped up, I would literally, hey, I'm on my way, I'll Zelle you or Cash App you the money, I'll be there in 5 minutes. And then I had to get in my tow truck and haul ass to get there. Sometimes I was the first one, I paid the guy cash, you know, picked it up in my tow truck, went back to the shop, drove back in the middle of town, did it again. But a lot of times, you know, you don't know if you're the first person or the 70th person to call. Because I found a few cars where they literally posted in the middle of the night, because I'm filming this probably like at around 11 o'clock on a Saturday, excuse me, on a Thursday, and some of the people that I called that just posted something, they already sold it. Oh yeah, this guy literally lived 2 minutes down the street and just bought it. The deals don't last that long. So instead of you wasting all this time driving to different places and trying to find a car and everything else, take the time, start driving, handing out cars. Another one that's kind of rare that you can get some good deals at are used car dealerships. Sometimes they don't want to mess with trade-ins. They're like, hey, look, I don't want to mess with it. It's a piece of junk, or it's an older car, or hey, we don't sell Subarus, or we don't sell Audis or Volkswagens. You can go down there and say, hey, look, I'll buy all your cars, junk cars, crap cars, whatever else, and buy everything. And once you buy it, like I said, you're building that relationship, which is key. And like I said, that network just keeps building. Now, once you buy a few of these cars and you start your process, you know, of actually fixing them and selling them, you need to start thinking about, how are we going to do this? Now, tomorrow, which is going to be Monday for you guys, I'm going to show you a video where we're actually going to the dealership and we're going to work on some of these cars. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Range Rover that we bought for $700. If you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a description right here. This particular car we picked up, like I said, for $700. It had some minor issues, nothing much, but we talked about what we looked at, what we fixed. We did the cost of like, do we fix it completely perfect, or do we just sell it as is? You know, is putting the extra $1,000 in there worth it, or should we just let it go? These are some of the things that you're going to learn as we go along. If you look in some of the videos, I actually write on the windshield. So I'll put what I bought the car for, and then I'll look and see what the average one's selling for. So if mine's decent looking and they're all selling for like $4,000, but mine has maybe a little bit more miles and maybe a little bit more rougher, instead of $4,000, I'm gonna list mine at maybe, let's say 35 or 32. So I'll write 32 on the windshield. So we have $1,000 for our cost and we have 32 for the actual sales price, our target price. So what I do from there is I look at like, okay, well, I'm gonna give myself $800 as a budget to repair this car, you know, and I'll have $800 for hard costs, and then whatever's after that costs, I may put into cosmetics. So I take that $800 and I actually spend everything on safety first. Brakes, suspension, you don't want no control arms, your wheel bearings falling off, none of that stuff. Fix all those things before you do anything else. Now, once you get the safety aspect done, second step is doing emissions. If you have a state where you know you need to do emissions or smog or whatever the case is, or inspections, you need to make sure you do those first, or excuse me, after you do safety, so this way you spend your money on there. So let's say we get into the car, we spent maybe $100 on O2 sensors, maybe a couple $100 in brakes. So out of that $800 cushion, we've only spent maybe $500. Well, now we have $300 left over where we can do whatever we want. So I'll sit there and think to myself, okay, what can I do to maybe cosmetically make this car better, to bring us a few dollars? So I'll look and get a cost for painting the bumper. Let's say painting the bumper's $300. If I paint the bumper, will it make a significant amount of money where maybe I can get $400 on my investment? Or should I just keep the $300 in my pocket and sell it as is for maybe $3,000 instead of $32 or $35 and try to get rid of it quicker? So as you start to look at these options, more and more things will unfold where you realize what's a good deal, what's a bad deal. So that's the first one. Next one we're going to talk about is the Porsche Cayman that we just got for $650. Now this one came from another tow guy that we were doing business with. It's been sitting in their backyard for 2 years. They lost the key. The title's all screwed up, so we have to fix the title. So it's not a perfect car and it's not an amazing situation. So a lot of people are gonna see this, oh my God, a Porsche Cayman for $650, and it's a turbo too, which is cool. But like I said, it's not a perfect car. Sometimes I buy cars to gamble. I do this because you know, we have a shop and everything else. And you know, this car is worth probably about $8,000 to maybe $12,000 depending on the miles, because I don't even know what the miles are. But we're gonna show you guys on Monday what we're going to do to it, how we're going to fix it, the overall steps that we're going to take to actually fix the car. Next one we're going to talk about is the limo. We made a video just last week. If you click back, I'll leave a link right here. The limo was a great deal. You know, same thing, our tow guy, he had it sitting in his yard for about 1.5 years, 2 years, couldn't get it running. We tried to help him fix it, asked him if he wanted to do some other stuff. He's like, you know what, I just want to sell it. We picked it up for $1,000. We got it running. Now we're just trying to figure out the electrical problems, like I said, but we're going to show you how we're going to diag that as well as fix it on Monday and give you an actual live view. But, you know, some of the things that we're going to talk about today is to make sure that, like I said, we don't go over budget. So all these cars that we just talked about was from the system that we developed where we're actually getting leads from people and everything else. So think about that, think outside the box, because everybody's looking on Craigslist, everybody's looking on Facebook. So you got to be a little bit different to find something that'll work for you. So don't be afraid to do some door knocking, call some people up. That's how you get deals. I've never met so many lazy people that, oh, I want to go to the auction, look online, and there's no deals. There's deals everywhere. You just got to get off your ass and find them. They're not going to jump out in your lap and say, hey, buy my car, it's cheap and free. You still got to beat the streets. You got to go out, jump people's fences, knock on their door. Hey, I see that old car back there. Are you going to do anything with it? Buy it, fix it. You know, and not only that, but like flipping cars, you don't have to flip cars that are fixed. You can flip cars that are broken. You can flip cars that are junk. One of the things that we've been doing lately is like I buy cars for like $200-300. We sell the catalytic converters for like $300-400. We sell the radiator, the engine to the scrap guy or a motor guy, and then we take the rest of the shell and we sell it to the parts metal guy. We'll make $300-400 on a $200 car. So there's plenty of options where you can make money with these particular vehicles. I'm so sick of people saying there's no deals out there. There's plenty of deals. Like I said, you just got to get off your ass and find them. So anyways, make sure you stay tuned to part number 2. We're going to actually go to the shop and work on some of the cars and show you guys how we actually fix them and sell them. But make sure you check out those videos, one about the limo, one about the Range Rover, so you can kind of see the process and how we do everything. And also, if you have any questions or comments, put them in the section below. We answer every single one. And if you're interested in either flipping cars, starting your car dealership, opening up a rental car company, if you want to open up an automotive repair shop or a body shop, we have amazing online courses to help teach you and walk you through the process. So make sure you click on the description below. We have a link to our website. It's automotive.life. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And like I said, the growth has been amazing. We have so many new followers. Thank you guys. Once again, if you can gently squeeze the like button, I would truly appreciate it. Also, if you consider subscribing, like I said, we are posting 3 times a week. Also, follow us on Instagram, automotive.life, and we'll see you next time.